Hi everyone, this is Anand from Team Amoeboids and I'm super happy to present to you our Codegeist 2025 submission, Chirp for Confluence. With Chirp, we are trying to address specifically a handful of problems, one of them being these days workplaces have too many tools, there are too many messages flying around, but too little human connection. With that being said, now let me move over to the Confluence instance where I've already installed this app. You'll notice I'm logged in as a Confluence administrator, and that's why I have this ability to set it up from scratch. Or I'm also able to explore the application with demo data. Even normal users will be able to access the screen, but they won't have access to set up the configurations. One thing that we figured out through our initial tests internally and within the community was it was difficult for Confluence administrators to visualize how the app is going to look like once it has been actually used by their teams for, let's say, a handful of months. To address that problem, we inserted dummy data, and that has been well received so far. So let me show you what the application looks like with the dummy data. On the left hand side, there is this navigation that is completely customized for your own instance. The company pulse, the team channels, the community, these are what we call as sections. Each section can contain one or more groups. So inside company, must read, product teams, team fun, people and milestones, all of these are groups. Now, if I click on the name of the group, there will be further bifurcation into categories. Now, eventually, all of this is going to be segregated based on the Confluence labels. You'll see that when I show you the administrative aspect of this application. But these are the three elements of the navigation. Your Confluence administrators will be able to build it out the way you need it. On the right hand side, you've got the composer. One pain point that we also started out to address was rather than making people fill out that scary looking Confluence page, we wanted people to feel comfortable sharing snippets of information. So that's where the composer comes into the picture. Then below the composer, you've got the actual feed. You'll notice for the feed itself, there is name of the Confluence page and underline page itself. It's an excerpt of the page, but it's displayed in a way that it feels like a social feed. You click on show more and it shows you the detailed information. You also click on the page title and it will open up the actual page in the different tab. Moreover, your colleagues will be able to add their reactions to this post, and they'll also be able to add their comments and replies. Then this feed that is there on my screen at the moment, it's what we call as a social feed. Then we've also got a variation for this. So if I navigate it to people and milestones group, there is what we refer to as a compact feed. Now, if I click on this one, it will open the post in a sidebar. You can imagine this being very useful in case where you wanted to showcase certain operating procedures, processes, maybe onboarding guides, handbooks, and so on. Not only that, you are also able to filter out the posts within a group by their categories. Another important element that I wanted to call out here was, so far whatever I've shared, these are based on the posts that are added by the users. But there is also the possibility to create a curated page feed that can be used at various touch points by your team members. For example, let's say you're creating an onboarding guide or maybe a 1 year milestone guide, whatever it is, you can just handpick as a Confluence administrator the information that you want to be showcased within this group. These are all curated pages. You don't only stop here, you're also able to create polls. So let me see where the polls are possible. You'll notice I'm able to create polls and gather votes from my team. That's about it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.